All
Hey
right.
everybody,
How's it going? It's Friday.
it's Friday. We're happy to be here. It's a beautiful Friday here in Colorado, and what better way to spend it than modeling with my buddy Aaron on something really, really cool.
Yeah,
And
something fun.
yeah, something fun, something like probably the most complicated house key that you could imagine.
It's up there. It's definitely up there. So yeah, we're celebrating the release of Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning with a Mission Impossible MacGuffin model. I mean, a thing that gets chased across the world in the Mission Impossible movie. Pretty much one of
Yeah,
the awesome props ever. Awesomest.
yeah. So, I mean, this is the type of thing that gets Tom Cruise to do the most crazy stunts you can imagine. So, I mean, the fact that we're modeling it here and Tom Cruise isn't coming to the stream is a little bit of a bummer.
Well, but I mean, it really shows how elite those who are showing up are. Because I mean, that puts you guys above Tom Cruise. So, and he's kind of a big deal. So, good job.
It's definitely a big deal. Yeah, let's see here. We got some people from Lexington, Kentucky, from Poland, from the Gulf Islands in Canada. Yeah, we got people from all over. That's it's awesome to see. Welcome everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, worldwide sensation that we are. That I call us.
Worldwide sensation. All
All
right,
right,
already starting the stream off on a very humble note. I love it.
that's right. Sensation. We get sensation there as often as we can. That's important. All right, so we are going to be modeling the Cruciform Key, the two pieces of the Cruciform Key from the Mission Impossible movies. I say movies because they were actually part of the last two movies, Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning. It's going to be fun, fun little prop to model. Some good SketchUp stuff is going to happen in there. We do have one note that I want to point out right now. We are having a discount right now on SketchUp. On SketchUp, if you want to get your SketchUp subscription at the best discount we give every year is about 20%, and that's what we got going on right now. So
Yep,
for the
that's
next
right.
week, you can get it for
20%
20% off.
off Pro and Studio, yeah, until June 6th. So now is the time. If you're thinking about getting a subscription for yourself or maybe for a loved one, maybe your grandma wants to, redesign her backyard shed, this is the perfect time to give it to grandma.
Father's Day is coming up. What dad
Yeah.
wouldn't want a year of SketchUp? I mean, he's got a tie.
Yeah.
Don't do that again.
Should we dive into this, Aaron? How you feeling?
Yes, let's do
Oh, the
this.
glasses are coming on. Very
Okay,
cool.
just like Tom Cruise. All right, yeah, let's hop in. Let's get this thing going. Um, so if you haven't seen, I'm not going to. I have seen the most recent movie. I'm not going to ruin anything for you. It just came out last week. But I was telling Justin beforehand. My son's a big Mission Impossible fan. He really likes the series, and the new one, Final Reckoning, just came out. The last Mission Impossible movie. We'll see. We'll
Although
see.
we'll
It's
see.
it's
I
a
mean,
cash cow. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I feel like
Uh,
just give it a little bit of time until Tom Cruise is like, you know what? I want to fly like an aircraft carrier, somehow, and you know, some crazy stunt.
Could we get an aircraft carrier into space?
Yeah, a
Um,
floating aircraft carrier that I am rappelling off of.
yeah. So we went through. My son and I watched the previous seven movies in the last 2 weeks. Watched them all, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and then watched the Final Reckoning opening day last week. And it was fun. It was a good time. Um, except for that second one. That was a uh, it was weird. That was a little odd. That was a little odd. I wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't talk about that anymore. But this piece, this thing that the key is an element of the seventh movie, Dead Reckoning, that shows up again in the final movie. So I thought it'd be a fun one to model. It's a fun little. It's kind of like when we do our machine parts modeling or our CAD practice. Very similar in that vein. So if you haven't seen it, I promise not to spoil anything for you. If you have seen it, I guess try not to spoil things. Also don't spoil things.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Keep it polite in the chat. If no spoiling of anything for anybody. It's Friday. Come on.
That's right. All right, so I found this image. I'm just going to drop it in here. I'm going to blow it up super big. I think I don't know for sure, but I think this is a picture of this is a screenshot from the movie. Um, they got this, all this pseudoscience information all over the screen, but I think this is like a picture on a laptop or iPad or something like that. It's got a little bit of a skew to it. So the items are all kind of they're uneven. They're a little bit angled, but they're also probably growing a little bit from one end to the other, a little bit bigger. So it's okay. We're not gonna, you know, use this for anything other than reference. So it's good enough for us to model what we have to model. One big thing about this key, you'll notice, I'm going to assume the front and back of the two pieces. So the idea is we have these two pieces uh, in the movie. There's this elaborate plot around why these two pieces exist. But the idea is the two pieces connect together like that, and then it forms a cross-shaped key, and then you use that to open something incredible. So you will notice that as you look at this, the two sides are not exactly the same. So it looks like the tip up here is, but you'll see the stuff on the side here is a little bit different from one side to the other. Same thing up here. Got this little piece versus this piece, two different spots. This stuff, is that the same? Okay, it looks like this repeats. See that right there? Is the same as that. And then this right here is the same as this. So we might be able to reuse some geometry. I'm going to assume the front and back of the key, the spot we can't see, is the same, mirrored over as the front. So we will model two key halves and then put them together. Yeah. One thing, as I look at this too, one thing I was thinking about was like, I don't know how thick they are, in the screen, but since they do nest together, that means this distance right here is the thickness of the key at this thinnest point right here. And then this bumps up a little bit beyond that. So we should be able to come pretty close to the right geometry. Like I said, this feels like a very complex version of like our machine modeling streams we would do. So very similar.
Yeah, just something super complex to, really challenge you. But I do like how you're thinking about this. And I already appreciate that you've noticed things in this key that I haven't even, thought about. How are you thinking about, kind of tackling this? Are you thinking about like maybe like starting off with the component to kind of like get the general shape going and then like making them unique? Or what are you thinking?
I hadn't, but now that you say that, yes, yes,
Oh,
I am going to
oh,
do that. Actually, yeah. As I look at this too, again, I'm trying to look at as much pieces here. So this shape on the outside is the same, and I'm looking at these teeth going around, and they seem to be the same on all four sections, right? So here, 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 and here. I think it's all the same. So yeah, I could model this half of one key. Oh, to a point, right? So to like right here, if I come straight down, that could be half the key. So yeah, I'll get that body, half that body made, and then we'll just copy it 3 times and then make two of them unique.
yeah, good
Good
thinking.
call. Yeah. I'm so you guys have seen this before, that I try to prepare as little as possible. I haven't modeled this before. I downloaded this image and looked at it and thought, yeah, I could model off of that. And then I thought about it a little bit, but that was it. Uh, so yeah, this is kind of something I'm thinking about as I go right now. I am
Yeah,
going to take it and
that's
try
you're
to get
putting
it
the
on
live
axis.
in SketchUp Live.
That's right. What planning? All right. So I'm going to try to get this as close as possible to square. Like I said, I don't expect this to be perfectly square by any means, but I want to get close. All right, and then I want to model again. I want to model half of this. So I'm going to put an edge from here to here. So you can already see that's not perfectly on axis still. And then I'm
Close
going to bring
enough.
a, yeah, exactly. There you go. So I'm going to start by just kind of tracing around the broad shapes. I'll come back and round corners later. So you can see no matter what I do have distortion of this screen. So I could get this just perfect, but it really won't matter because this is a picture taken off of a TV or like I said, a laptop or an iPad screen or something like that.
Yeah,
So
a picture taken from your screen of another person's screen of a laptop in a movie of a key that is made on a different screen. You know, it's
right,
multiple
it's
layers deep.
we're deep down the rabbit hole with this thing. So we're gonna do what we can with what we got. But it is a good and I bring this up because I've been watching some stuff on our forum. Forums.sketchup.com is the place to go if you have questions about SketchUp and want to get help on anything. But I've seen a couple topics based around reference images, specifically like photo match and that sort of thing. And I just want to say how important a good reference image is. A lot of people go, "Oh, I got a photo of that. Good to go." That's not necessarily true. So this is a pretty clear, pretty quick explanation of why what looks like a great image maybe is not going to be exactly what you need. So uh, yeah, worth its weight in gold. A good image.
Or 2% copper, 2% like
Yeah,
whatever.
what is
You know,
that?
it says the
Yeah, copper,
zinc
zinc, and
and
aluminum.
aluminum. Yep, there you
What?
go.
They bought this thing at Home Depot. Um, is that is? I think that's that's how you make brass right there. I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh,
save this. Ha, but you didn't expect that, did you?
I didn't even have to say anything. We haven't even gotten a message in the chat about it yet. So, although John Ross just said it, so I don't know if, you know,
Thanks, John.
technically.
All right, let's go ahead and save that thing. All right, cool. So we have 1/4 of the larger piece done. I'm just going to go in, like I said, I'm going to put as much repeating geometry in here as I can. That being the geometry that's the same throughout the whole key, and then we'll go from there with yeah, adding more detail. I'm going to turn on X-ray, and I'm going to put some curves in here. So this curve comes up kind of
Do
like
you have a keyboard shortcut that's set up for X-ray, or is it
I think it's the default. I use X, which I
nice?
think is the same.
Yeah, I think you're right, but super helpful. Super
Oh
helpful.
yes, that is a good one. That is a something I will regularly, unintentionally toggle on and off as well. So,
Yeah.
um, all right. So as I look at these two keys, we have a little channel here. This thing comes up. This is different on both of them. So it's the same through here, but then it changes down here. So yeah, these are different sizes. This part's all the same. I could detail out this. In order to detail this out, though, I do have to get some depth to this piece. So like I was saying, the inside here, from here to here, that length, bring that over here, that is the depth of the thinnest part of the key. And then obviously then there's two different levels that rise up from here. So if this is the thinnest part, a step up is here, and then another step up is here. So I'm just gonna draw a little cross section of what I think that's gonna look like. So we're gonna come this way, and then let's see. I broke that, so I'm gonna get rid of those two pieces, make that one. And then so let's see. Right now at scale, this is about 2 3/4 inches. So what if I just came up like 1 inch and then up another 1 inch? So that's the profile of the three thicknesses of my key.
Nice.
I'm going to save this as a group. I'm not going to make it a component because I'm only going to reference it uh, as I model this one piece. But I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to rotate it vertically. I haven't done this before, so I'm kind of here. Let's rotate it so I can see it better. Let's go this way. And then that's half the key, right? So the other half drops down. So I'm going to pull this up to this height right here. That gives us the biggest possible depth. No, that's the smallest depth. So I actually want to go up all the way. So I actually want to take this up to here. Yes, that's what I want to do. Hold on, I have a quick argument with myself. All right, so that's the thickest part. That is the thickest. Everything else will cut down from there. I'm going to triple click this. I'm going to go into soft and smooth and just run that so I get those soft corners turned off. All right, beauty. Now, what I want to do is, if you notice right here, we have kind of a curve. It comes down from right here, it curves this way, and then it runs across here all the way to the tip of the key. So that seems to line up right here. So I'm going to draw a line that references like that, and I'll take that all the way down. Yes. All right, this might be a little confusing. If so, I apologize. Bear with me. It'll work out in the end. All right, and then I'm going to come down like this, and then I'm going to put an arc like this. And now what I'm going to do, I am going to have that drop down to the first height. So I'm going to shift vertically and come down to right here. I'm inferencing the height off of this right over here. It's going to come across like this. I'm going to put an arc into that. All right, have you ever had this happen before? Justin, I mean, you may have had this. I want to create an arc that goes like this, right, and comes down like that. When I come in to put my arc in, oops, there we go. It's inferencing off of this line, so it's drawing the arc the backwards way. You ever seen that before? That's annoying, right?
Would it help if you orbit around to a slightly different view?
Maybe. Let's see. Nope, it's still inferencing off of that piece right there. So what it's trying to do is it's trying to stay tangent to this edge right here. What I want to do is I want to stay tangent to this, but since I'm starting my edger, so if I started my arc down here, it would give that to me, right? But I don't want to start down there. I want to start up here. So what I can do to kind of get out of that is draw an edge from here straight up, just a little bit. And then that should probably give me what I'm looking for. There we go.
There you go.
Nice. Okay.
That is a pro technique. That is why you are the best.
That's I won't put that on myself, but I appreciate the support. All right, so I'm going to grab all those edges, right click, weld them, and then I will say follow me with this little shape. All right, and there we go. Now we got that little notch going down there, run across. We can get rid of it where it goes. Oop, didn't like that. All right, come back to that in a second. Oh, I see what happened. So I'm going to pull this piece down to here, pull this piece down to here, and one more, this piece down to here.
I feel like this is like an inferencing masterclass.
there's some inferencing going on for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what happened? I'm going to turn off X-ray for a moment. So what happened the follow me worked. It created that channel. It ran it all the way across. But any place it crossed existing geometry, it didn't necessarily break it. See, this is a continuous piece that got created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that. And I'm going to say intersect faces with model. So anything it hits at all. And what that'll do is that'll give me lines there where it breaks. So now I can come in and I can get rid of this extra geometry and make it a little weird around spots like this. So I'm going to have to select and delete rather than drag an eraser. But yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's looking good. We've got a little bit of chatter here in the chat. People are wondering why you don't use autosave.
I'll be honest, when I started using SketchUp, I was on a pretty, let's not call it a strong machine. It was an older DOS machine and or Windows machine, and autosave would kind of stop it. So I stopped. So I turned autosave off, and I've never gone back to it. So yeah. It's not a very fun story, but that's it. Plus, that gives me an opportunity to hit this button on my 3D mouse right here, which is mapped to save. So I can just hit that, and then it saves it. So that's fun. Sometimes I do
Yeah,
still come up here and hit save to show that I'm doing it, but yeah,
yeah. It's the nostalgic approach to saving, going up in the
right.
file menu. I like doing that too sometimes.
Clicking on the disk icon, nobody knows what that is nowadays, you know.
Hey, that's looking pretty
But
good though. I feel like you've done a really nice job with the follow
yeah,
me. Yeah, I like
we got
that.
some. It's definitely a key shape too, right? Like that looks like
Oh
uh,
yeah,
the key
it's
with the
looking good.
cutout. All right, so that's good. So we got that going. I'm gonna turn X-ray back on to see what other details are persistent throughout both sides. There's not a lot. I do have these little half circles I can go in and chop out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and do that right now. So I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna see if drawing a circle works or if it is kind of a, yeah, I think that's gonna work. That's gonna work nicely. Do that. I think they're the same size. So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna hit this twice to get my stamp tool, grab it by the middle, and then I can come in here and put this right here, right here, and here, and check that. Oh, maybe those are different sizes. That one looks right.
Just slightly bigger, it looks like.
Yeah, these ones are a little bigger. So I think I can go like this in scale and
Nice.
pull this down. Because this stayed on the line, that was acceptable. Here, we'll hit scale, pull that down like that. All right, once we got those half circles, then it's just a matter of push pull, grab that down. I can do the same push pull on these other three, double click, double click, double click.
Looks like
All
maybe
right.
the I guess the holes at the top of the key are consistent, you know?
Yeah, right up here.
Yep.
I think I can take those down too. Yeah. Curious about something. That's not gonna work. Wait. All right. Yeah. It looks like this channel, I want to come in and cut this out, but it's different on both sides. So here I have these little bump ins as opposed to a bump out. So it's an unbump out. Um, these ones I don't, so I'm not going to trace that. But you're right. This circle right here is the same on both of them. So let's do that. Let's grab a circle. I'm thinking that when I get done with this, I might be able to 3D print it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of lean towards a little extra geometry here. So I'm going to go to Entity Info and jump from 24 up to 48 segments in my circle, which is not super high fidelity. But when you consider this whole thing is like, I don't even know, like 3 or 4 inches, uh, that 48 sides are going to show up as a perfectly smooth resin
Yeah.
print.
Yeah, I know it's maybe like perhaps, bad modeling technique and in terms of getting a lightweight model, but I love a smooth circle. I'm always like, doing like at least 60 sides,
Oh, yeah,
on
totally
everything.
agree. So I want to make, I'm thinking, so that we have these little red and light in the actual prop, they look like LEDs. They're white and red, and they when you put the two as the key together, they light up and everything. It's really super cool. I think I'm gonna print those separate in maybe in clear resin and then color them and put them in. So I'm gonna make them with a peg. The peg's gonna go through here. I'm gonna drop this all the way through. So that'll be a hole. And this one I want to drop down to just whatever that first level is, like that. And then I'll model a separate piece that'll fit right inside here. Um, and I'm going to do that by triple clicking, and we'll make this finally into a component.
There it
And I'm going to
is.
call this a quarter key. Ooh, quarter. There we go. Cool. Cool. I like it.
Nice.
All right. And now that that's isolated like that, I can come in and start modeling that little gem that's going to sit in there. I'm going to stick with the same number of sides. So I'm going to grab that and say 48. Important thing as you're drawing circles is to, because they are segmented, even though this is small, I still want my segments to line up. I do want to make sure that when I draw that, I draw it properly on axis. So wherever you see every time I draw a circle, if I pull it out, over here and draw another circle, I try to pull it out on red or green And what that does is that assures that if I draw a second circle, if it's lined up the same way, you'll see that the segments all line up together. Uh, I also try to make sure that the segments I put in are divisible by 4. I tend to do sides divisible by 12 because if it's divisible by 12, then it's also divisible by 4 and 3. It's as close as I come to doing geometry on this show. So, but yeah, you can see if I come this way, it lines up. If I come this way, it lines up. If I come some weird thing in the middle like that, my segments don't line up.
It's
So
pure
even if they're the
chaos.
exact same size, you get end up with a set of misaligned edges that will drive Justin crazy.
Yeah,
Oops.
you guys don't want to see that.
No. Bad news. Bad
Yeah,
news.
it's bad news.
Okay. So I'm going to take that, pull that up to here. Then I'm going to use offset, pull that out to here. There we go. And now I need to make that into a dome, a half circle. I can do this. We don't need make this into its own component. We call this the gem. I don't know what it is. It's a gem.
It's
We
a
can come
gem.
in here and hide everything else. We can also get rid of X-ray. All right. So to do this follow me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reference on the middle and I'm going to pull an edge off across red and back across red. And I'm going to take this and I am going to rotate a copy of that straight up. And then I'm going to take a line from here, go straight up. Get rid of this, and this, and get rid of this into this. Actually, I don't need this either. And then actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to take this, make it into a group. I want to give this a little bit. I don't like to print stuff that comes down to 0 height. If I can, I try to give it a little bit of a vertical lip. So just have it come up like something like that and see if that's going to work. And I'll take this. We'll talk about follow me. Whoops. I'll try that again. I clicked the wrong surface. Follow me. I'm hitting the wrong button. What's going on, man?
Oh my
Come on.
god.
Get it together. Oh, here's what I should do too. I should go drop this down. Oh, it's grouped. It's all falling apart, folks. Just should probably just call stream done. All right, there we go.
Just a minor meltdown here. Nothing to see.
Follow me, and there's our dome. I will have gotten rid of the underneath piece. So because there was a surface there, if you follow me a surface on top of a surface, it's gonna delete it. Easy enough to fix. Pick on any point on the inside, drag it out to any point on the outside, and do that a second time, point to any other point. And I'll get a new surface, which I can then, we got a printable solid now.
Nice.
There we go. All right.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah, I think we're doing good.
Doing great.
I'm gonna save because that's what I do. Look how confident I am. I'm just gonna stop and drink coffee. All
So
right.
confident you're just gonna drink a hot beverage above your laptop.
Ooh, never thought about it that way. I hope nobody from IS is watching. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two items and I'm going to mirror them. I'm going to hit modifier key to make a copy and just bring another copy across like this. There we go. And again, I'm not trying to belabor this point, but you can see how the lining up isn't happening. And that's okay. I mean, a reference image is made for reference to check things against, not exactly line up with it. So if I really wanted to, I probably could have scrubbed the internet and found something that was better, but I don't know that it's worth it. So
Yeah, we
this
could
is what
have
we got.
called up our friends in Hollywood and gotten the actual 3D model.
That's right. See if any of the people we know from prop making was connected to Mission Impossible, and yeah, give them a ring. Oh yeah, look at how far this one is.
Let's get Tom Cruise on the line.
That's right. Hey Tom.
Hey Tom.
All right, so I'm going to option copy that over to here. I did notice again because of the way this picture was taken off of again a screen that was at an angle to the camera. it does have that, it's wider at the end than it is here. So this angle being off makes total sense to me. I get why that happened. Um, but I'm just setting that over here really to just get out of the way. In fact, I don't like it this close. It's bugging me. Go over there. All right. One thing I'm going to do before I do anything else, because I literally just now almost forgot, is to take these two pieces and make unique. So these
There
will
you
no
go.
longer be quarter key. They will now be called quarter key number 1, because I'm about to come in here and break some stuff.
Yep.
And
We're
if
gonna
I
cut
do
some
that,
grooves into this key.
oh, yeah, I don't want that happening over there. So now we're good. Now we are happy. Um, yes. So let's go back into X-ray and see what we can. What's consistent on here? What shows up the same? It looks like this little tooth in the end comes across. It comes across to a circle, and then this thing comes back to here. Then from there back, it's different on both sides. And in this end, same thing. We have mirroring teeth going across there, so we could make that the same. So those are two pieces. So I'll put this piece in, and then I'll put this piece in, and then also the offset. So that, yeah, that looks the same all the way around. That offset is the same, and then inside the designs are a little bit different. So 1, 2, 3 pieces that we can put into the master copy, and then after that, then we'll merge the two together and then put in the final pieces on this half of the key, which would be those spots that are different from the other side. Sounds like a plan.
Yep, you're making pretty light work of this, honestly. I thought that it would at least be slightly challenging for you, but no, apparently not.
Piece of cake. Oh, that I should have said that. That means something's going to go horribly wrong.
Oh no, we've jinxed it.
Dang it. All right, so I'm going to take that trade there and then bring it straight down. And then I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to draw that right here.
Nice.
I do want to, well, I'm going to hit circle. I edited it last time after I draw. I do that a lot. Sometimes I draw things that I know I can edit in entity info, but I'm not going to do this. I'm going to type 48 first. And then I'm going to click right about there, pull that up on the green axis. Like I said, just a good habit to have.
Yep,
I can
that's a
get
great tip.
rid of all this stuff. And then this piece is going to go all the way to the ground and disappear, as is this piece. Boom, baby. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh,
Look at
oh,
that.
oh. But that gap is very important to be the thickness of 2 of this. So I want to make sure I grab this, bring this over here, because I want my two, when I print these things, I want them to index together properly. So unless I'm doing this wrong, you guys could tell me if I'm using the wrong dimensions, but I think I should have that should be the width. Is that right? I draw an edge from here.
I appreciate that you're
Here.
taking a very like calculated approach to this. I feel like I would just, just haphazardly make it, and then when it didn't like fit together after being 3D printed, I would find a way to make it fit. Got a lot of hammers on
Fair
the
enough.
on the workbench.
Oh, actually, so it'll be twice this size because it's twice as small. Yeah, so try that again. I did that the wrong way. I'm not going to say that this comes from years of screwing things up, but I've learned some stuff. All right, so
Yeah.
there, if I take that back, holy crap. I mean,
Oh,
nailed it.
yeah. You did good.
That's never going to happen again, folks. That is totally luck that lined up as close as it did.
I think we should call it a stream. Honestly, that was.
Honestly, yeah, it's
We're
only going to go
peaking.
downhill. Wow. Feel good.
Man, what
Feel good
a
about
what a
myself.
rush. I
I'm
have
like,
goosebumps.
I have these like warm, cold sweats happening right now. All right. Um, let's come down here and I'm gonna grab this little guy and just not this, not that, not you. I'm just gonna take you, copy, straight on down to the other side because I want to inference the exact same thing. All right, so this is gonna go inside here. So this gap also needs to match the smaller of the two. So I'm gonna cut that, come in here, edit, paste in place. And I can just take that and I can push pull it down to here. Now I got to just trace in the teeth, which are actually kind of hard to see. So what I might do is come out here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to copy that. So I just grab the edge and then I'm going to hide this. I'm going to edit, paste in place.
I just
And I'm
put some positive compliments up on the screen. Come on, Aaron, give yourself some credit. You are the man, says Earl Lewis.
oh, but see, I'm not. I just did that wrong.
No,
Because
we jinxed it.
this should actually be this thickness, and then the tooth will be down here at this thickness. Ugh. That's okay. No one's perfect. I'm allowed to be not perfect.
Yeah, we're only human.
All right, so this one is going to come down to half that. It's going to come to here. Let's come down to here. And that's going to go to here. Let's come back up to here, across to here, down to here, across to here, up to here. Whew.
I can tell you're in the zone when there's just like a lot of like quiet mumbling happening. He's in the zone, folks.
That's
Watch
right.
out.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so now I'll grab that, cut that. Oops, I need that too. Cut that, undo my hidden piece, come in here, push that back up to where it's supposed to be. And I can say edit, paste in place, and then drag that. So I actually need one of these that is flipped upside down. Uh, 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 uh. There we go. I can pull that up to the smallest depth. And then that's the teeth on that half.
Nice.
Well, I got a little sweaty by that. Or maybe it's just all the coffee. This is
Yeah.
cup 3. That could be that. That could be what's doing it.
Yeah, probably.
Let's save. Cool. So the last thing, like I said, is this. If I turn on X-ray again, it's this channel, kind of this inset piece that's going all the way around. I'm gonna say. No, not quite. Maybe it is in the corner. Take that up like that. And then this should be pretty easy. I should be able to just grab that, not scale,
Yeah,
offset.
just offset the whole thing.
F.
Nice.
Boy, wrong. No, wrong. Like that. And then I can take that, shove that top piece down to here. There we go. And then okay, this is actually the wrong. This should be up to here.
I was gonna say they were looking a little thin.
That might not print well. I think that's correct. Because that's the same thickness. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to print this off camera and I'm going to say everything lined up perfect. All right, I'm going to grab all of that and quickly resoften it to get nice smooth corners. Turn off X-ray and let's just take a peek at
Oh man, look at that. That thing is
that.
looking sweet.
Nice. All right, now that I have that all put together. Oh, and you know what? This piece right here is not actually cut all the way through. I cut that and it shouldn't be cut. It should be dropped. So I'm going to fix it after I put these two pieces together, though. I'm going to take these two and put them into a new group. In that group, I'm going to come in and explode these two components. Actually, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to grab both of these and I'm going to go to Tools and I'm going to hit Outer Shell. Ooh, it's not solid. That's worth noting. Let's see why. Let's see why. Why not solid? Sometimes you flip it upside down and find out. Oh, look at that. Yeah, because you did it all wrong, sir. This guy. Uh, I will say, I don't know if you've hit this, Justin. You've been using 25 with the new visualization. I love the lighting. I like modeling with lighting turned on. It's great, but it is making it harder to tell my back face from an unlit white face.
Mm,
I
yeah,
need to change my back face to like bright orange or something.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's a nice sunset sky, so everything sticks out.
uh, Let me. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna make sure. I don't know what I was gonna do. I lost it. It got away. Let's see if it's solid now. So the reason, so here's what I wanted to do, because one thing I could do is I grab both of these, explode it, which is good, but then any place the two pieces meet, I gotta come in here and delete an edge. I
Mhm.
believe if I grab the two pieces which are butting up next to each other and go to Tools, Outer Shell, what? Still not solid. All right, I'm gonna break down. I probably got an edge inside or something. Let's go ahead and go to Tools and run Solid Inspector, which is an extension, but I recommend most people, even if you don't 3D print, some people think Solid Inspector is just for 3D printing, but it's just a good tool to have to make sure you're modeling solid. I'll fix that. There's a couple stray edges floating around. Because it's a component, it'll fix both. So now I should be able to come into Tools and say Outer Shell. And you'll see that got rid of that extra edge right there in the middle, which is nice. Less cleanup by using that. I usually explode them, but this is a trick I've learned. And if I can learn it, so can you. All right,
What
let's
an
get this.
inspirational message. Wow.
Yeah,
Again, goosebumps.
I, I'm trying. I'm trying hard. All right, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna pull this up to whatever that lowest depth is, right there, and then yeah, there we go. I think that's right. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take a copy of this and move it up here. I do this a lot, actually. This is something I do regularly. Is I model on top of one image and have another one to just take a look at, because sometimes jumping back and forth is not awesome. All right, so there we go. That channel then does go all the way back to here. So I'm gonna come in here. You know what? I created a group too deep, so I'm gonna go ahead and explode one of them. Wait, nope, I explode. Oh, there we go. All right, so that one, I'm going to come in here, push that back to here. There we, whoop, wrong one. There we go. That channel comes in, stops just shy of there. Awesome.
Nice.
All right. What's that doing? Get. All right. Cool. Nice.
Like
It's come together.
you're almost done with this side. It looks like maybe you just got a couple little grooves to cut
Yeah.
and you can call it a day. That looks good.
We get these two things in here. We get trace these little paths along here on both sides, and I think we're there. So let's do it. Let's do that. Let's do exactly that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on X-ray again, and I'm going to trace in here, that up over. This one comes over to here, like that.
Yeah.
Beauty. There it is. All right, so I can push that down to the existing channel right here. Erase that. And then we got one more on the bottom. Same thing. Starts here, comes down to here, comes across like this. What a fun little. Whoops. I drew on the inside. This is the danger of X-ray. Is you do have to be conscious of when you're drawing on a 3D part to make sure that you're drawing on the right part of
Yeah.
said 3D part. All right. So that is that. That was. Nope, something's not right. That went too low. So
Oh, we got a
need.
little bit of a plug here for you, Aaron.
Oh,
There's a cool book called 3D Printing with SketchUp by some clever guy named Aaron Dietzen that I got for my birthday last week that explains how useful Solid Inspector is.
that's good stuff. Good
There you
stuff.
go.
It's true. It is a good book.
A
Check it out.
great book.
Yeah, I wrote a couple books for a publisher a few years ago, and one of them is in fact about. What did I do here?
Solid
Oh,
Inspector.
this is my underneath geometry. I'm getting thrown off here. Oh, there we go. Whew. Hard
Nice.
time talking and clicking. But yeah, that's a good. It was a good book. It was a good book.
Yeah. And you wrote it the old school way, like actually writing it instead of, just throwing it in, Chat GPT.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Chat GPT existed, but I wasn't smart enough to use it. So, uh, yeah, I did it the old-fashioned way, and I spent a lot of time typing.
Yep, on a typewriter.
I do recommend. People talk about their bucket list. Oh, this whole goes all the way through. People talk about, oh, I got this on my bucket list. I got this on my bucket list. Writing a book was on my bucket list, and I'm glad I did it. But I don't know that I would do it again. I think it's you do something once, and you're like, I'm not sure if I do that again. Then you do it twice, and you know exactly how you feel. So I know that writing a book 2 times is all I need to do. I got to prove
Yeah.
anything.
Fool me twice words.
It's kind of funny because yeah, I am now a twice published author, and I gotta say, I am one of the worst typists ever. I mean, I have
Yeah.
misspelled my own first and last name in an email, in the same email.
Yeah, you don't want to see our internal emails, folks. They
Oh, it's
are
bad.
something
I
else.
love I love that Google Chat allows you to go back and edit messages after you sent them, because I would say more than 50% of the message I send, I hit send and then immediately edit. But I got 2 books under my belt, so anybody wants to try to call me out, you can, but saying. All right. Not that anybody here was talking about that, but apparently I was feeling confrontational.
I'm curious how you're thinking about approaching these. Are
I
you
was
gonna
thinking,
trace them or like offset the line that you draw, or how are you gonna approach
yeah,
it?
exactly what I was. At first, I was thinking like trying to do a follow me or something, but
Mm,
I think that's going to be more work than it's worth. I think I can just draw one edge, offset that, and then come across and just be consistent about this offset. So
yeah.
we'll say, what does 2 inches look like? 2 inches is too big, huh? No. Yeah, I want to say 2 inches. And again,
And
that's not
the
going to
scale of
be.
this key is huge.
Yeah, we're drawing big. So actually, that's a job I'd like to assign to someone in the chat. Can somebody please go find out uh, how
The
big this
actual
key actually
dimensions.
is? I like to assign homework as sometimes in this thing. I'm going to try to inference the same angle because it is kind of an arbitrary angle.
Okay, here we go. It's 3.25 inches long and 1.25 inches wide.
Right. So we will scale it and see how close I got with the actual dimensions the other way. We'll scale by length. All right, there we go. And grab these 3 edges. Offset. I'm curious. I want to ask. Anybody here? Has anybody here seen the new Mission Impossible? Has anybody been out to it, or am I the only one?
Yeah. Or if you haven't yet, what is your favorite previous Mission Impossible? Because Aaron and I
I'll
were
take that.
talking about this the other day, and I find it funny that the movie that I grew up watching was the second one, and it was near and dear to my family's heart, and I've seen it 1,000 times. And Aaron just drops the bomb that it's probably the worst one, maybe, or the most like doesn't fit with the others. So it's funny that that's the one that I'm nostalgic for. All the doves flying in the slow motion. It's just
Oh, it kills me.
speaks to my heart. You don't like doves, Aaron? Come on.
I do. I think they have a time and a place, and I don't know that Mission Impossible
Yeah.
is that time or place. So
Just weddings, nothing else.
that's right. I mean, those of you who know 21 Jump Street, there's a good slow motion dove
True.
shot in that when they get out of the limo.
Yep.
But yeah,
That's a great movie too.
spy movie. Just I don't know. It doesn't seem where like it should be where the doves are. That's all I'm saying.
Are you gonna curve the edges of those grooves, or is that
I
too
don't.
much?
I don't know that they're. They do look like they're slightly smaller on the inside, don't they?
Is it worth it? Maybe.
Eh,
I
I.
don't know.
That's so small. That is
Yeah,
so
it's too
small.
small. It's too small.
Let's do this. Let's inference this, okay? Let's check this. So I'm gonna make this into a component, and I'm gonna call this red half because it's got the red lights in it. I'm gonna grab it, Option, make a copy, set it over here, and here's how we'll check how small this is gonna be. Um, I'm gonna do one edge that goes all the way from one side to the other. And I'm going to grab that component and that edge, and we're going to go grab scale. And I'm going to say from here to here is 3.25 inches. Bam. Do you want to resize? Yes.
I
Oops, that
do like
resized the
when you
whole thing.
measured that the original key that you were working on was 32 feet wide or long.
No losing detail here. That's
You
let's
need
try it
a
again.
crane to pick up this thing.
3.25 inches. Enter. Yes, resize that. All right. So when we look at these grooves right now, these grooves are approximately less than a 16th of an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Approximately 0 inches.
A resin print will, I think that detail will get in there. Here, let's do this. Let's go to, model info. Let's change our units to decimal, and then see how small actually is this. 0.0167. And what's a 16th of an inch? 0.025? Is that
Yeah.
0.6? I don't know. It's small. It's really small. So no, that is not worth tapering, rounding corners. A good high fidelity resin print will still show that in there, but it's not going to be worth putting any extra detail on that. So now we know.
Yeah, some people have chimed in about the movie questions. It seems like so far not a lot of folks have watched it, but there is a lot of praise for the original Mission Impossible TV show back in the 70s.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't think I ever watched the well, I mean, I was not doing a lot of, TV watching when I was under sub 10 years old, but I do remember when they made the reboot for 2 years in the 80s. I think it was the late 80s, like 89 or something like that. They did 2 seasons of a reboot. And
So it's
that was
safe to
fun.
say in your sub 20s you were watching a lot of TV then?
Yeah, there's a spot where TV became more important to me. Yeah, for sure. But it was not when I was 5, 6 years old. All right, so let's go back into our X-ray. Oops, I just brought up vertex tool is not what I meant to do. All right, so I would love to get the same uh, angle here. So rather than just kind of like come close, I would love to have this same uh, kind of line over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab two of these edges and I'm going to mirror them over, a copy of them over. And I have this line that's right in the middle. So that will give me two of those edges. I'm not gonna actually use them right there. I'm gonna come over here to where my first edge shows up and I'm just gonna go like this and I'm gonna inference this for half a second and I'm gonna come back over here. When it turns pink, I know I'm on that edge.
Wow, that's a handy technique. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I try to keep it fresh, man. I try to keep Justin impressed. That's my new bar.
Yeah,
Justin didn't know this?
my socks are
Yes.
blown off over here. It's amazing.
um Trying to understand. So this is actually two little grooves side by side right here. That's interesting. All right, so I'm going to come here, across like this, trace that same angle over here like this. There, same angle here. Oh, and we got a little bit of distortion here, so I'm going to have to fudge this around a little bit.
Approximation.
Yeah. All right, there we go. I'm going to call that good enough. Grab these edges, offset, pull that 2. That's really close to the edge. So I might do a thing here. I want to move this. I want to scoot that up, but I don't want to mess with this face. So I'm going to disconnect it temporarily by just chopping it off like that. And then I can take this and scoot it. I think I'm gonna have to do the same thing here. I'm gonna pull this back up and then cut this off. Whoops. So I can grab that and scoot that down here like that. There we go. All right, now I can just come here, run that over, come here, run that back over, and then same thing over here. Come here, run that long, and then run that long. There we go. Now I can take both of those back down. Oops, that went up. There we go. All right, and then it looks like we got this, and this. Can offset a little ways. And then take those and offset that another 2. Push that down. Oh, I did something wrong.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I didn't connect it over here. There we go. Probably need to
Yeah,
connect the other end here.
the X-ray mode in this is really it's been nice today. It's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, I go back and forth on that, I'll be honest. Because sometimes I'm like, it's so cool to see the inside. Sometimes I just kind of, you know, just clicking around and I don't click where I should.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that goes. May end up using these 2 edges after all. This is in edge in line with this. There we go. Take that, and that. Offset that by 2. All right. So it was a no on the Mission Impossible movie. Has anybody seen any other good movies
We're
as
just
of late?
opening it up now. Any movie, anytime, any era.
Have you ever seen a movie?
Have you ever gone to the movie theaters? Yeah, looks like you only have like one more little groove there.
Yeah.
The final one.
It does look like yeah, I'm just going to take this one over down 2. There we go.
Nice. Look at that.
All right, so that half of the key is done. The only thing we have left to do is detail out the other half of the key. Before we do that, though, let's. Ooh, look at that. That's trench run.
Yeah. Yeah, this would have been fitting in the Star Wars stream. I feel like this could easily, make for an interesting spaceship.
All right, so I'm going to grab that, bring it over here, and then take all of it. 2 things there. All right, I'm going to mirror that with a option down to the bottom here. There we go. Looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm going to raise that up below the ground a little bit. All right, and same thing I did before. I want to keep my gems separate, obviously. And I'm going to take these 2 pieces. But before I do, I'm going to take a copy of that one. Shove it off to the side, Tyson style. Stay there off camera. Be cool. Be part of it. And then I can take these 2 pieces and we'll, again, this will be more evident, right? Because if I grab these 2 and I just exploded them together, I'd have a lot of cleanup to do. But again, using that outer shell, one's not solid, of course. That's the one issue we'll have. All right, let's do it again. Let's just jump straight to solid inspector. Probably another internal straight edge or something. Yep. 2 of them. Fix it. Grab those 2. Tools, outer shell. All right, there we go. There's a half a key, baby.
Nice.
Very happy about that. All right, before I go any further, I'm getting into this more. I have been called out time and time and time again and again and again for not coloring my stuff. So I'm going to just color this right here, right now.
Lars says, Aaron, we watch you all the time, so we don't have time to watch movies.
Aww. Thank
We've
you.
got a couple of comments actually that say that the end of the trench is wrong. So I'm thinking maybe by the key, the hole at the end, maybe it's punched all the way through, actually. Maybe not. Oh.
Oh, yep, right
Oh,
there.
maybe.
All right, I got interrupted and made made swamp green metal here, but I'll fix that too. All right, you're absolutely right, everybody. That should go away. Get thee from my sight, beauty. All
Nice.
right, let's try to go back and keep fixing that color because that's not right. Uh, I think I'm having an issue right now with my blue sky is turning my highly reflective yellow key blue. So that's why it's showing up that way, which I can deal with that. I can
Yeah.
come to environments and say, give me something colder. Give me something inside of a bunker or something. You know? Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Look at that shine happen.
Oh my God.
This stream may end a little earlier than normal, in which case I will just be blowing this up full screen and spinning around it for whatever time we have left. Look at that. Oh, I love it so much.
It's a shiny object. I can't help but stare at it.
All right. I'm going to grab all of these guys, which are currently gem. And again, same thing I did before. I'm going to make unique, and I'll just call them. I mean, I would print these all the same, but I'll call them red gem. And then I'll go ahead and open one of these. Same thing. We'll color that. I'm just going to grab a straight red color and color it. And then I thought it was pretty good as it is, actually. Look at that. It gave it just a little bit of metalness because I have a default in there for my material. So if I click on that, a default metalness and roughness, I might grab my roughness, drag it down, and maybe my metalness up a bit. Make it a little shinier.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
I like the way that looks. That's pretty cool. I could, because it is, like I said, it's supposed to be glass and lights up, but it not terribly see-through, but I could also come in here if I wanted to and maybe like even drop the opacity a little bit, but I don't know that that's going to be, what's it doing? Oh, do I have a solid material inside? What's going on? Huh. I don't know. All right. I like it. I like that. That is pretty sweet. I'm going to grab, oh, all right. I'm going to grab all of that and make it its own group for right now. All right. And now the mission, should I choose to accept it, is to do the same thing to this guy right here. Let's just grab you, buddy. Come on over here. And I'm going to drop it right here. And like I said, we have a little bit of a misalignment just because of the image. So
Yeah, this 32-foot long key is slightly
slightly off.
slightly off.
Just a bit off, which is cool. So what we can do, I don't want to mess with the scale of this because I want that to be the same. So what I'll do is I'll line this up at the end here. There we go. And then I will take this image.
You can
I'll
rotate
rotate it from this point till I get it, in line, properly lined up,
Nice.
mostly. But then you'll see it's also a little bit off. So the next thing I got to do too is I got to scale it a little bit, try to get it close to the right size. I'm gonna go a little bit past like that, scoot it over. Again, like I was saying before, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking to reference. So that's probably good enough. I'm gonna save. And I'm gonna
Nice.
hop over here and just do this real quick.
Just in case you need some motivation, just look.
I just need some shiny. Feel good. Okay, moving on. Let me scoot my reference image up. All right, so as I look at my reference image, same thing. I got this channel down the middle here, and this lesser channel that continues here. Got a hole punched all the way through, and then the offset. I already did these pieces up here. That's all done. Yeah, so really, those are the same three things. I'll do this on a half. I'll do this on the half, and then I'll come in and do these things on the full key since they're different. And I don't know if I can do this or not. I'm thinking about trying. Can always try. You'll notice that this and this are the same. See how I got that? See how I got that? That is that. So these are the same shapes. I'm wondering how hard it would be to harvest those from the other key. I'm gonna give it a shot because I think we're gonna have time to get wacky with things. What I could have done is when I was modeling the red key, I could have actually grabbed that face and made it its own group and traced everything into it. That way I could have copied it over easier, but I didn't do
Well,
that.
what would be the fun in that? I mean, hey, we got like another,
Yeah,
50 minutes here.
yeah, yeah. Thinking aheads for doctors. I don't know. All right. This gap right here, the dimension of this gap, I'm just going to start, well, it's this. So here's what I wonder. I'm looking at the same page. Hold on. Let's try. This gap is the same as this gap. This gap is the same as this gap. So I'm kind of thinking what I might do to save myself too much work. I might come in here and do this. I'm going to grab that. Let me get rid of this. I'm going to come in here. Paste that like that. Whoops. Now I'm going to edit and paste that right there. Wrong end. Okay. You?
Wrong.
No, it's the right end. I keep looking at the wrong picture. I keep looking up here. Okay. Oh, man. Please choose not to accept it. You're not doing it right. All right, that's going to go back to, just trying to x-ray. All right, we're going to take that back to right here. And this actually might have to get adjusted because we'll have to line the two pieces up and make sure that that end is where the two gaps overlap. By doing it this way, though, I save myself a step because now, was that the big piece? That was the little piece. That was the biggest one. So now I can come in here and I can see this one a little better. So I'm actually gonna come down to this one. I'm gonna go there, there. I cut these straight. It looks like they're slightly beveled, but I'm gonna match weight it on the other one. Uh, Silently or very quietly clicking.
Yeah, just mumbling along here. Um,
Trying
but
to
yeah,
share my
while
thoughts.
while Aaron is mumbling along, I just want to mention we mentioned this in the start of the stream, but just one more plug here. QR code up on the screen right now. You can get SketchUp for 20% off until June 6th, and it's for the Pro and Studio plans, and it's as good as it gets, folks. And yeah, like Aaron said, Father's Day is coming up, so if you want to get your dad a gift that he'll really enjoy, more than just socks or the best dad ever coffee mug, then I think you should get a, you know, I'm biased, but you should get a subscription.
And I'm just gonna say, as a dad, I know it's with the best intention, but he doesn't need any more barbecue tools. He doesn't need an apron. I know it's. I mean, they're out there and they're selling, but if you've done it, let's go. Let's get fresh. Let's get fresh. Let's do this.
Get fresh.
That's right. Awesome. All right. Let's inference. Draw an edge right here. Grab that. Cut that. And then, oh, did I make this translucent? I did. Hold up. I can't. This can't stand. I made the wrong material. See-through-ish.
Was that when you were messing with the opacity?
Yeah.
Did the
I made the
Yeah.
silver see-through instead of the. What? It's just getting worse. Every time I click, something worse happens. Um, one moment.
Maybe it's the X-ray mode or the
Oh my gosh, it is. Okay. That's where
Ooh.
I'm at today, guys. It's so Friday. I know this was a 3-day, 4-day work week for us in the States here, but I'm melting down. It's all falling apart. Oh my gosh. Okay. Focus.
All
Let's
right.
just get this done. Come on, man.
Bring it home, Ethan. Come on.
All right. Here's my edge. I'm gonna grab it from the middle and put it right here. I'm gonna drop that down to uh, this depth right here. What I should do first actually is put in my circle because that punches all the way through. Let's do a circle. Oh, I kind of want the same size circle too, don't I?
Definitely.
This is one of those spots where probably, oh, there's no good. Oh boy. Sometimes measuring with dimensions is kind of cool.
Is it?
I'm gonna cut that.
All
All right, let's come in here, paste that, grab by the center, put that center right in the middle of that circle. There we go. All right, there we
Nice.
go. Now we got everything we need. Take that all the way to the other side, punch that straight through. And then we take this, I'm just going to option push that through and then clean up the mess I made afterwards. Grab all this and intersect it. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oops. Something didn't intersect. I didn't select something, I'm guessing. Not a big deal, because I can manually intersect as well, like that. Did you get this side? Oh, I don't think I grabbed the circle when I intersected. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's wait. Stop. Everybody relax. Be cool, man. I didn't intersect that all the way down. Oh, okay. Hold up. Just.
Everybody take a deep breath.
I got to think about what I'm trying to do here. Okay, let's just pull this down to here, and then delete this. Okay, keep it simple.
There you go.
Sometimes clicks happen faster than the speed of thought. All right.
Yeah, and the second half of the key is always harder than the first.
Doesn't seem like that should be true, but yeah. All right, so my offset here was 5.9421. I will say I know that I am modeling off an arbitrarily scaled image here, but there are times when paying attention to what's going on and scaling things properly, it's there's value to it. Putting numbers in even though they're not perfect, that's an okay thing to do.
Yeah, I mean it's got to be exactly 5.941 and nothing else.
5.9421. Boom.
There you go.
Perfect.
Nice.
Look at that. All right, so then this one goes all the way down, and then this one comes back and does some stuff. All right, and then this. Clean that up. Get rid of these edges over here. I just did the whole surface. I didn't cut it like I did last one. So again, there is possibly some cleanup that's going to happen when these two halves go together to make sure everything indexes correct, and pieces that are supposed to line up might have to get jimmied to properly connect together. That'll be cool. We'll do that. All right. So I'm going to. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this to right here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then this one goes down to this height. And then I will add the rest of that, the uneven, the two steps that are different. I'll add that once I connect the two, which I think I'm ready to do now. I think we got all the stuff. So I'm going to triple click and I'm going to soften and smooth again. Get nice round corners. All right, cool. All right, and grab both of these. I'm going to save. I'm going to go to my tools and I'm going to outer shell this thing. Oh, so what that's telling me, since every one of these that I've hit so far has had the same issue, it's telling me that the original model I had some stray edges inside. So if I go do solid inspector and tells me there's two stray edges. Oh, no, bonus edge. I added one. Oh yeah, I actually see it right there. That's telling me that I had that from the very beginning. When I first made the quarter of the first key, I had extra edges in there. I could have cleaned that up before I copied it, and it would have saved me. It would have saved me a few seconds of doing stuff. All right, now that that's good, I'm going to go here to tools, outer shell it. Boom, one big piece. And here's what I'm going to do, because this is cool. I'm going to color it brass now. Oh, why didn't I do this earlier? Look at this. Look at this happiness I have now. Look at my joy. Right. Let's try on X-ray. All right. Ooh, okay. So that made it harder to see through. Maybe there's a reason I didn't do that earlier. Fortunately, I got a pretty simple solution. If I go to view, face style, and just turn this to monochrome, it'll go back to white. That's a little easier to see what I'm doing. Okay, so in here, I'm gonna pull this out to about here, and then I'm gonna grab this edge, pull it to, oh, you know what I should do? I should get my angles in here because they are the same. All right. Down here is a little different though, so I can do this one here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do round corners. See these round pieces right here?
Oh yeah.
I didn't do those. I wonder if I could do this. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get create. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna click from here to here. Grab this. That doesn't look good. It's not the same.
Whoa. Some
Be
vertical
cool. Be
inferencing
cool.
going on there.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I don't like that. Oh, no, that's too far. So I want that to come out like it's, yeah, like that, like that. All right, I'm gonna grab that, make it a group. I only got to put these in a couple. Oh, this one's different. Nope, I'm gonna grab this because I want this to be the exact same. So I'm gonna bring this over here, turn it 90 degrees, slide it up, slide it over, and then take that and this, and then mirror both of those.
Yeah.
Option over to, I'll put that in the right side in that corner and that corner. All right, now I can explode all that. This one will just come up. Oops. Come on up. Come on up, buddy. All right, like that. It's going to come all the way up. Oh, soft and smooth that. This over here, I'm going to get rid of this edge first. Little guys, we're too close to the edge for comfort. There we go. And then I guess I could have done that before I copied it over, so I didn't have to do that twice, but I didn't, so I have to.
Something to be said about doing things the hard way.
I screw up, so you don't have to. There we go. Oops, too much. I'm erasing background there. All right. I'm going to grab all of that and soften real quick. Get rid of those janky corners. All right. So with that, now I can come in and get this thing looking how it's supposed to. Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Nice.
Now is the part where I was talking about maybe we try to harvest some geometry off of this guy to pull over to here. I think we could do this. I think I can make this happen. It's really just going to take some ninja-like selection. Actually, it's going to take some absolutely destructive selection is what I'm going to have to do. So here's
No
what I'm gonna
finesse
do.
here, folks.
Nope. Wrecking ball. I'm going to grab this geometry. Nope, I got to go into context. All right, I'm going to grab this geometry. I just want to make sure everything I need is selected. I don't care if extra is. Yes, that gives me everything I need. All right, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to come out here out of context, middle of nowhere, paste that down. All right, now I can start selectively getting rid of what I don't need. That can stay. That wasn't as bad as I thought. I was kind of. So we can get rid of this that connects the two together because I only need one. I need to reverse them. So instead of using the top one, I'm going to keep the bottom one because when I flip these two over, that should be the shape I need. Come here in the middle. Flip that this away. I'm going to make it into a new group. Because I may seem confident right now, but we'll
You're
see what
winging it.
happens. That's
Yeah,
right.
we'll see.
We'll see. All right, so drag that this way. Where can I lock off? Oh, I can grab that, take that to the wall here. That I think is going to work.
Yeah.
I have some repeating geometry, so I'm thinking of ways to limit it to just what I need to bring in. So I think if I come in here, let's hide everything else. I think what I might do, I can get even crazier now. Ready? Brace yourself. Brace yourself. I'm going to grab everything that's above the very bottom channel and delete it.
Nice.
I'm going to grab that and I'm going to bring it up vertically up to the top of that push-pull. Beauty. I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, I will admit that this is a process that is made so much easier using a 3D mouse. Ah, there they are. Grab those guys. So yeah, if, again, like I said before, if I had planned ahead, that would have been a thing where I could have just referenced an existing component. I did not plan ahead, but it could have gone worse. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like your whole thing is to go into these things without a plan. If you planned ahead, it would be disingenuous.
That's right. Boring, right? Boring. All right. I'm going to explode those so they intersect the face. I think they intersected. Let's see. Let's try and move them up. All right. If I can grab them and move them off the surface, that means they didn't intersect here. Oh, that makes sense because it's a different piece. So let's undo that. So we get, okay, X to cut that, come into context. Are we inside? Yeah, we're all the way inside. Edit, paste in
Place
place.
in place. Nice.
And now right click,
Explode.
explode. Oh, yeah, look at that. This is going to be so much easier.
Yeah.
UT. All right, I want to look at, because they do hit a little bit different. So that one stays up there. That one still goes all the way through. They actually look like they end before they hit right there. That's weird. Okay, we'll do that. This one goes all the way down. This one looks like it touches. And then this, okay, cool. So I'm gonna start by drawing an edge right here that is parallel to that. Inference over the edge. Come on, give me pink. Give me the pink line. All right. Let's try different. Okay. If ever you have a problem where you can't inference, here's my solution. I'm going to
Just copy
copy
and
that
paste.
edge.
There you go.
That's it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got a little crazy there. All right. And then it looks like this does jut out just a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll take a line like this. Let's turn X-ray on. All right, and then pull that up here and get rid of that.
Nice.
Beauty. All right, now as for the rest of this, like I said, these guys come short, so I'm just going to chop them off like that. This one's supposed to go all the way through. It's into a curved edge, so I'm just going to take them one at a time, drag them through till they hit, and then get rid of that. I think that's it. Over
Looking
here, I will
good.
clean up where I lapped long. Cool. So then we can take those now and we can pull them down to, I think, this depth. Yep. Double click, double click, double click. See, for some reason, this one didn't break. So my guess would be down here. Yeah, I was just short. So try that again, pull it all the way through. There we go. There's a little thing to do there. Awesome.
Just
Okay.
a few double clicks, a paint bucket, and you're basically there.
That's all there is to it. All right, this guy came a little bit shorter. I'm gonna go back just a touch, just a skosh. My geometry ended up being a little inferred just slightly differently, but again, for something that's less than a 16th of an inch, I'm going to roll with it. There we go. And then let's push pull that down. Let's push pull that and that. You know, it's funny because we've done several sessions uh, of movie props where we've just gone in and we've modeled a thing that's cool from a movie. And then I'll be watching that movie with a friend or my kids or something. And that prop will come on and spend 2 to 6 seconds on the screen. And I'm like, hey, do you notice that line on that side's not perpendicular to that or parallel to that line on the other side? Yeah. I end up overly intimate sometime with my knowledge of these props.
I mean, that's the joy in it. That's why, you know, you're the best at this because you care so much.
Maybe it's not joy. Maybe it's killing me. Maybe it's ruining things for me that shouldn't be ruined.
Do you
All
want
right.
a public intervention? Because we can have people go off in the chat here.
Uh, no, I don't think anybody here has had to watch a movie with me where I've had to go after it. All right, so I'm gonna take that same as I did before. Let's flip it. All the pieces. There we go. Looks sweet. I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna grab a copy of this just in case. Pop that over there. When I talk about just in case, if there is a situation, not only is it a funny play on Justin's name, but if there's a situation where I go in and I have to edit this afterwards, I talked about indexing the two together and finding out that something's not lining up. There might be a situation where I don't want to do it twice. So in that case, I could go back, grab the other half, bring it in, edit it, and then rejoin them. Because grabbing these two and going to outer shell is a lot quicker than sometimes doing the edit twice. So depending on what that edit is, let's go ahead and figure out what's wrong with this straight edge.
For the ordinary folks out here, like myself, what is the outer edge? Like, what does that do?
So outer shell
Or outer shell?
uh, is a solid tool command where it takes two solids and joins it together as one solid piece. So
Oh,
like I
cool.
said, I'm using it to just prevent myself from having to go erase the edge where the two pieces come together when they're exploded. So just speeds the process up. You get one solid. You can see there's not an edge there. Let's raise this up.
Very cool. I guess I should buy and read your book.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know if that tip's in there or not, but it is something that I'll be honest with
I'm
you guys.
coming in the third book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mhm. uh, I'm gonna call this one the white gem. And it looks pretty good, but I want to get it shiny. I want some reflection like this one has. So I'm going to come in here, grab all of it. I'm going to color it with this, which should give me a new, maybe that's this. I don't know.
Slightly
Let's,
translucent, it looks like.
yeah.
Or maybe not.
All right, we'll just bump the metalness up so it's reflective. Whoa, whoa. I'm so happy right now.
Oh my God. Look at that.
All right, I got to go redo the red because that's just took over here, man. All right, let's grab my red. Did I put a different material on here? All right. There we go. I did.
Nice.
Somehow I created two reds, but I love you. Okay. I'm going to grab all of this, make this into one group. I'm going to grab it. We're going to twist it 90 degrees.
Oh, here we are, the grand reveal.
That's right. So I'm going to grab this one. Line up right there.
Oh, Look at that. Very cool.
Oh, all right. So let's see if we got any issues. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell, but everything seems to line up pretty perfect on here
Yeah.
in the circle here. Doesn't look like we have any materials passing through. Oh, baby. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Think you nailed it.
Oh my goodness.
Nice work.
That turned out pretty cool. Awesome. Well, hey, that's oh my gosh. It's just look how shiny that is. I know. I'm like a squirrel here or a dog or a toddler, whatever. But
Yeah.
shiny, come on, man. Shiny's beautiful. Shiny is amazing.
Yeah. I mean the metalness of it is it's enticing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I
Wow.
think we did something cool here. All right, I'm gonna clean up my mess over here. So one of the things that's nice about these guys over here. So I told you how I well, I guess I copied that one when it was white. We should probably remedy that. More shiny can't be bad. Um, so I copied these two over here just to keep them in case something catastrophic happened, which as far as I can tell, it didn't. Uh, good right there. Yeah, that looks good right there too. As far as I can tell, everything worked out. But in case it didn't, I do have the ability to come over here to my components and I'll have my red half and, oh, I don't think I named the other one. Is that a group right now? It is a group. So let's make that a component. Call that the white half, which will show up over here. What that means is I could actually come in here and get rid of these, delete them off the screen. And then if I did ever want to back up and rescale stuff, I could grab this and bring it back in and work off of it there. So that is an
Smart.
option. But right now, all right, let's make it the right size and then see if it still plays with the light as well. Let's get this right here. And then I'm going to make everything into another group by itself. So the whole key, come into that key. And I don't actually have to do this. You can actually dimension off of geometry inside of, but I have a habit of getting a nice clean edge that I can use to dimension off of to do this. But your call. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to do this, that's fine. That's you do your thing.
And again, it's
3.25
yep,
inches.
exactly. 3.25. Nice.
Oops, I did something incorrect. Let's try. What? All right, here, here. 3.25 inches. Yes, the active grouper component. Oh,
Man,
went through the floor.
look at that. It's beautiful.
Love it.
Smaller, but beautiful.
Which makes sense. That's a foot. This is not a train car sized MacGuffin. This is something that fits in a pocket. Uh, yeah, man, that looks.
It's fantastic.
Ooh, yeah. Now the question is, how do we get a thumbnail image of this that looks as shiny and awesome as it does when it's moving? Can't, can't do it. Ooh, let's do this. Let's just because we're here, right? We got a little extra time. I'm sorry, Aaron. Bye. All right, I'm gonna get rid of the axes. I am going to uh, let's turn our edges off and see how that looks. Come to styles, edges, turn edges off.
Pretty sweet. Although I feel like the edges, like, allow you to see all the nuance in your modeling.
They do. It's kind of hard to call right now because I do kind of like that how it hits there. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna throw down a surface. I'm gonna turn my edges back on. Uh, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna rotate it 45 degrees. And then I'm gonna rotate it off of this point until that point hits the ground.
Yeah, there you go. It's just casually resting on the ground, only the world's most
Just
important
like that.
key.
That's right. You get a really good. You're probably turn shadows on at this point too. I guess I could turn on my ground plane instead of having a plane here. This point, so one of the things that we do, just FYI, in case you did not know this. Oh, I do have the ground. Oh, look at that, just laying in the snow. That's pretty cool. That could be neat. But one of the things we do. That's not going to work. Snow is just not that. Let's see. Maybe. Let's see.
It's May, Aaron. It's
Was
almost
it the wrong
June,
time? That's the
actually.
problem. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Is that better?
We got a tip from Colin here to put on ambient occlusion.
I did. I think. Did I turn it off? It was on before. Yeah, I just start with it on now, Colin. So I ruined that unveil for myself, which makes me so happy. But yeah, I just model with it always on now. Intensify it a little bit. Oh, look at that. So I wonder if we did this and now we got rid of the edges, is it going to look like a key laying in the snow? Kind of cool. I don't really like that snow thing though. I'm turning the edges back on and I'm turn my ground back on. I'm going to make my ground white. There we go. White. Let's see.
You're really putting a lot of love into this thumbnail. It's impressive.
I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I feel like I need to
Yeah, that's super cool.
oh, look at that.
Amazing.
Who's not going to click on that thumbnail? All right. Yeah, at this point it's really not going anywhere. It's not getting any better. That turned out pretty cool. I think we're going to call this. I think this is what you're going to see for a thumbnail right here. Turned out fun. That was a great one. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I think it was perfect. It's amazing.
Looks good.
Amazing.
All right, I think we will call it at this point. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching. That was a fun one. Thank you, Justin, for hosting and pushing the buttons. And yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah, it was fun. It's the first time pushing the buttons over here, so
That's right.
it
And he
was
did a great job,
nerve-wracking.
didn't he? You know what? While we're handing out praise, I gotta call out that thumbnail for this thing, the teaser thumbnail, the Mission Impossible thumbnail. Matt did that. It's my favorite. That's one that it's gonna be in a
Yeah.
folder somewhere on my hard drive because that was a funny one.
Yeah, we got to frame that somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good one. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna be done here. There's a good chance we won't have a live stream next week. Several of us are on a little summer vacation, a little time off. Maybe it might come together that we'll have something. Watch the forum, watch YouTube or wherever you subscribe from. See if we do decide to do it. If not, though, hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Hope you have a great week next week. We'll see you next time when we see you, I guess. Oh, and don't forget, let's throw the QR code up one more time.
One more time with the QR code.
That way.
20% off SketchUp. This is the best deal of the year.
Yes. If you're gonna buy SketchUp on discount, 20% is the big one. So come and get it.
It's as good as it gets. But yeah, a great stream, Aaron. I feel like your use of components and inferencing. I mean, like I said before, this was an inferencing masterclass. So it really came together. It was awesome to see.
We touched on some cool tools in there for sure. So yeah. And if you're watching and you have an idea for something you think we should model, we'd love to hear that. Our team sits down once every 2 weeks and just brainstorms a bunch of ideas. But as often as possible, we try to bring in the ideas that you guys have. So you come up with a thought of something you think would be cool, a model of a building that you think is really cool, or a product that you think is cool, or something from a movie. We like to mix it up, and we like to model your guys' ideas.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. drop your suggestions in the chat, in the comments, and who knows, maybe we'll make it next time.
All right. We will see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Yeah, next time.
All right, everybody, be well. Thanks for tuning in.